And good evening, everybody, and welcome to this Thursday edition of For FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Troy Fields.
And I'm student meteorologist Alex Cordero. Now, what the top story today seems to be the gradual warm-up trend that we're going to be seeing this weekend, right?
What happened to that cold earlier this week, that we've gotten so used to, especially Tuesday and yesterday, in fact?
Well, I think it just ran away from us, which is good news because those temperatures were bone-chilling, almost reached the 30s yesterday, and prompted a freeze warning for much of the area.
That just makes my body shiver because it's so cold. In the meantime, though, as we mentioned, it will warm up later into the week, but we won't be the only region in the country that will be warming up.
Yes, much of the Northeast is also going to be warming up. Chicago, for instance, saw a low of around 20 degrees today, and they're expected to raise back up into the 60s and 70s for the coming weekend. So about 40-degree difference, but that's what we're going to be feeling too. So
yeah, we're going to be sharing the warmth across much of the good old nation. And speaking of that, the Northeast will be sharing some of that warmth as well with temperatures as well, getting to the 50s, even 60s across the I-95 corridor.
Yes, Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Boston, all these cities are going to be rising back up into seasonal conditions until our next weather maker, which will be making a peak kind of early into next week.
Now, Alex, I don't know about you, but, I'm going to be outside, during this warm weather, but really, just this cold weather is just, not big fan of it, even though I'm from New York, but hey, who likes this warm weather, right?
Yes, I think Ian likes this warm weather, and I'm sure he's going to tell us more about it in our overview.
I sure do love weather, and we have plenty to talk about, including some colder temperatures that will be fizzling down a little bit. It won't be as intense as it was the last few days. So we'll have a warmer and wetter weekend with some clouds forming in the area, and moving into a drier and cooler Tuesday. And looking at our local temperatures, we will be seeing that some milder temperatures in the 60s around most of the local area, not as bad. So you pretty much comfortable temperatures, won't be as frigid as it was the last few days. And you can see that tonight it's going to be a low of 52, so it'll be warmer than it was yesterday, and we will have increasing clouds throughout the night and much better temperatures. So definitely something to look forward to, and maybe a little bit better, more comfortable night for you to go out and take a little walk. And you can see St. George Island, perfect temperatures, and hopefully you're going to be seeing this more in the next few days. So we'll take it back to the desk with some stories about a sinkhole.
Yes, I was going to say perfect weather across the area today, but not so perfect in Dunedin, Florida, where a sinkhole had impacted a residential neighborhood.
Yes, and several homes had to be evacuated. According to the local fire chief around there, Jeff Parks, 7 homes had to be evacuated, and a local house had their patio swallowed by the hole as well.
Yes, 2 homes condemned. The sinkhole was about 70 feet deep, 70 feet wide and 53 feet deep. So just imagine just how big this hole was. It was kind of like a crater, and it swallowed anything that was almost in its path. So quite dramatic.
And how common are sinkholes here in the state of Florida?
Well, we usually hear about these often. Sinkholes tend to happen, I feel like once every month, although that's not an official stat by me. However, in Florida, they tend to be something that consistently happens.
Really? So, if you have a house in Florida, just, I guess, don't get in a sinkhole, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's more of a luck kind of basis. However, thank goodness there were no injuries or deaths reported, so that's always good news. And for some more good news, let's bring it on now to our local.
No sinkholes here, guys, but we do have temperatures below average. Check out the high and low for today, 69 and 40. So running about 10 degrees below average for this time of year. Even though it is November, it's not something we are used to quite yet heading into the winter months. 63, we haven't dropped off all that much. Sun's already going down, and these temperatures aren't really going to go down with the sun either. We've got a little bit more of a warming trend to work with in the forecast, and the moisture levels are creeping up too. Check out the dew point, 45 degrees. Humidity is creeping up a little bit on us with the flow out of the east, and clouds are beginning to move in once again. Looking up today, sunshine kind of went away. Here's a satellite picture. Pretty much what we get from this afternoon, working into 3-4 o'clock. Clouds beginning to move in from the southeast. We have a feature in the South Gulf of Mexico that's going to be providing a little bit more cloud cover over the next day or two, really for the whole weekend. Going to be a little bit more on the cloudy side. We'll zoom in for you. Some higher clouds passing quickly, not too much in the way of low-level clouds, but nonetheless, these clouds are going to work to limit the temperatures and how far they could fall tonight. So keeping things on the mild side, and that's where we're at right now. 63 in Tallahassee, 61 in Bainbridge, 59 a little cooler in Mariana, but everybody in the low 60s to upper 50s for right now. And the temperatures aren't really going to drop off all that quickly as we head into the evening hours. Dew points, as I mentioned, in the 40s and 50s. 24 hours ago, these were in the teens. So you can see where these temperatures are heading, and this is an indication of the moisture. Our temperatures are never going to fall below these numbers. That is the real temperature. So you can bet that these overnight lows tonight aren't going to be any lower than this, which is a little bit better than what it was last night and the night before. The reason why, well, we've got all this moisture in place over the Gulf of Mexico, where that system is developing, headed towards the state of Florida. The dry air that we had in place yesterday is headed off the eastern seaboard, and behind it, well, we've got some moist air to take its place. Well, here's that low that I mentioned, kind of spinning in the Gulf of Mexico. This is getting its act together, and it's going to move towards the peninsula of Florida. Clouds on the increase as that flow out of the southwest really enhances the cloud cover over the next day or two. High pressure that we had with the colder weather is moving off the eastern seaboard, and that low pressure system is going to provide more clouds and some scattered showers to boot. Check out the panhandle. We can see a few spotty showers. Most of the rainfall is going to hang off in the Gulf of Mexico, so most of the showers will be over the water, but a few could sneak into the coastal regions. 52 tonight, warmer. Again, clouds on the increase. Going to keep temperatures at keeping temperatures at bay, so not too cool. We're not going to be talking about any freezing conditions, no freeze warnings, no frost, none of that. Tomorrow, back up towards 70 degrees. Again, spotty showers, 40%, mainly closer to the coastline, mostly cloudy, going to be an issue. But then by Saturday, things clear out a little bit. Here's that weekend forecast. Again, scattered showers and clouds are going to be the main issue through the weekend until our next front moves through. You can see that temperatures drop off once again next week. Now with Jay.
Thanks, Ryan. Now let's go right into it. You see the temperature starting to warm up a little bit more. Tallahassee, you warmed up 12 degrees, which stands for dazzling sunshine. And for the afternoon, it was perfect. Nice temperatures, nice cool breeze going through. If you're on Landis Green, you sure felt that. When you take a look in the south, Key West, you went down 1 degree, so it wasn't really much of a difference. Miami, up 4, so it's getting warmer in your area. In Orlando, you're seeing +8 as well. When we see today's high temperatures, Tallahassee, you managed to rise up again to 69 degrees. Montgomery, 62. Tupelo, you're sitting at 57 degrees for your high. And Atlanta, you're sitting at 58. So it definitely got hotter in the south region. When we see the satellite radar, there's a little cloud coverage coming in a little bit more. So showers offshore in the Gulf of Mexico. And if you're in the south, you're still seeing a couple showers, not too much to talk about. And over in the south region, you're still seeing those thunderstorms start rolling its way into the south region. So we might, those terrain traces will go up on Friday and Saturday. So make sure you have little umbrellas and ponchos handy. You might be needing it when you go to the weekend. When you look at the current temperatures, we see 63 in Tallahassee. We see 68 in Orlando. Miami and Key West, you're both sitting at a nice 74 degrees for tonight. And when we take a look at the futurecast, when we set it into motion, like I said before, those offshore showers start making its way, as well as the southern showers make its way as well. So the cloud traces will start to increase, and you see that low also bringing a lot of thunderstorms, which is why the rain chances will go up Friday and Saturday. And when we take a look again, like I said before, the rain chances start making its way into our area, so make sure you have a little umbrella and ponchos handy. If you're going out for homecoming, you might need those umbrellas. There is a possibility that it might rain. And when we see later on into the futurecast, the temperatures start to rise back up, but for tonight, it's going to drop a little bit more. And we see those temperatures when it hit Friday go up again. My Tallahassee, you're seeing it's going to be 61. Over in Gainesville, you're going to see it at 70. And when it goes back up into later on to Saturday morning, you're also seeing those temperatures go back up again. And when you take a look at tonight's forecast, temperature is still going to be a little bit lower. And when we take a look at tomorrow, it's telling Tallahassee you're seeing at 70. And overall, you can see nice warm weather. Let's take it back to the desk.
Alrighty, thank you, Jay. Now, you mentioned about having that umbrella of the weekend due to the extra moisture that's going to be moving across the Big Bay region, and I think that much of the United States is going to share that feeling of having an umbrella as well.
Yes, the Midwest, including areas such as Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, and also Memphis, Tennessee, going to be seeing a lot of rain move in with this approaching system, which might be kind of a big weather threat, snow possible for the Northeast this coming weekend.
Exactly. However, the main threat will be, of course, the rainy and even local severe weather side, and a lot of that could be, along with the very heavy rain, the possibility of some damaging winds to go along with that.
Yes, we also got to confirm whenever you get a lot of heavy rain, downpours, and floods, flash floods are always a big threat. So we just want to make sure our friends up in the Northeast are prepared for it, because it could be quite disastrous if not prepared.
Yes, and if you have any travel plans, especially along I-90, I-64, you're going to want to take cautions. But Alex, I understand you're going to talk about more of that
Yes.
in your national.
We're going to take a broader look at the country right now, and you can see that the cold is up in the north like usual, and the warmth is down near the south. And clear skies have been persisting for us throughout the day. However, Miami seeing a little more cloud cover as the moon decides to start showing up. And what are we seeing right now around San Antonio? 62 degrees. Quite comfortable for them. So we're going to go on now into our watches and warnings where we did have some red flag warnings that have since gone off. These was due to all the dry air that was moving in with a massive high pressure system that brought us all those cold and dry conditions. Satellite and radar illustrating this is probably going to be what's going to be moving into the northeast. You can already see this line of thunderstorms extending down from Minneapolis into the northern sections of Iowa. In Indiana, it's going to be impacting the northeast in the next coming days. However, for the southeast, looking mighty clear because of that big, giant high-pressure system that is starting to move into the southern Atlantic. A closer look at Minnesota, and we'll see that line of thunderstorms has since moved into Wisconsin and Michigan. A bit of some sleet, snow mix up in the northern sections of the state. However, we're going to go off to the northeast now, and it's looking clear for now, but once those storms, I should say, start moving in, it's going to start deteriorating rather quickly. And for Texas, we're seeing not much of anything, a bit of some rainfall, as you can see, starting to rotate into Oklahoma, bringing them some moderate to heavy rainfall, but nothing in the way of anything severe, which is good to hear. And in the Gulf, right now, you're not seeing a lot of it. It's just rainfall. Satellite and radar will show it a lot clearer, but it's a developing low pressure system, which we'll get to talk about momentarily, and that's going to be our next weather maker for the weekend. Airport delays, however, right now looking kind of clear, including San Francisco, which is always good because they get the fog or smog that tends to impact them at this time of day, but clear throughout much of the U.S., and that's always good to see. Futurecast temperatures, what are we going to be seeing? We're going to still be seeing the 50s, so a little chilly around the south, and as I set this into motion, a lot of the blue is starting to seep in, but not as deep as it has been seeping in the past couple of days, so a little more comfortable conditions for us. I was biking yesterday, and it was extremely dry and extremely cold. Cannot stay out there for very long. And as you can see, these temperatures are going to be subsiding. We're still going to be seeing the 50s at night, but it's going to be nice and comfortable. For tomorrow's forecast, looking at 70 degrees in Tallahassee with those clouds increasing and those rain chances also increasing. Nikki, let's take it on back to Florida.
Hey, thanks, Alex. We're going to go ahead right off into the numbers. Now, we didn't reach 70 degrees, but we are fairly close, 69 for your high today with a low of 40 degrees, so practically a 30-degree difference across today's temperature. It's just a beautiful day outside, especially if you like some of this colder air. Now, currents right now sitting at 63 degrees outside as you're sitting down for dinner. Clear skies, dew point is on the rise, though. We did see it in the teens this morning, all the way up to 45 right now. So it's getting a little bit more moisture out there, but the currents are still looking quite nice. 69 also in St. Mark's, 63 in Tallahassee, like I said, 61 over in Perry off to my east as well as in Valdosta. So we're really just seeing quite the nice trend of temperatures on this Thursday evening. Now, the futurecast is what really tells us what we're seeing out there. That high pressure system off to our north will be moving out of the way, and that low pressure system that was building off in the Gulf will be coming into our area. Those clouds are going to increase, and when we do see those clouds, this is when our temperatures stay quite warm. It acts as a blanket and actually allows that heat to keep trapped inside of our area. So the lows that we've been seeing over the last couple of days aren't going to be as cold as we will be seeing into this weekend. We'll be warming things up just a tad bit and adding some moisture into the air as well. So it might be a quite a nice evening, especially if you're going into Saturday, and the scattered showers will also be on the rise as of Saturday morning. Now, before this frontal passage system, that moisture will increase. We'll have winds coming out of the east, bringing in a lot more of that moisture we were talking about, and that's why that chance for rain does go on the increase. So for the game, for homecoming, be prepared because it could be quite a hit or a miss, honestly, with the scattered showers. For tonight, though, we're sitting at 52 degrees. It's going to be a warmer night. The clouds, like I said, will increase, giving us that warmer temperature of 52, and the winds will continue out of the east. Tomorrow, we're going to see more clouds, like I said, 40% chance of rain, 70 degrees. So we are finally reaching that 70-degree mark, and with those chance of showers, the moisture might be there. So if you are going out to that homecoming powwow, bring the umbrella just in case. Be prepared just in case we do see a scattered shower or two. Now, for the 7-day forecast, it's looking quite nice. We're seeing that moisture go on the rise. For Monday, 60% chance of rain, and we will be seeing that moisture just kind of hang in there until the beginning of the week when we do see that next frontal passage come right on through. But besides our cold weather, we are seeing colder weather back in 1995, Ryan.
That's right, the 90s apparently were really cold, especially up in New York. On this day in weather history, did you know, Nikki, that in 1995, Binghamton, New York reported 14 inches of snow. That set a record,
Wow.
bringing their total to almost 30 inches.
That is a lot of snow, especially for the month of November. Not even in the full holiday spirit yet, and they have all that snow.
I know. Get them in the mood, right?
Get them in the mood, perfect timing. And also in Holland, New York,
That's right.
they had more snow, 20 inches of lake effect snow back in 1992.
Craziness.
Crazy. Lots of snow to go around.
Lots of snow. Well, we'll warm things up a little bit. In 1989, Baltimore, Maryland.
They reached a high of 78 degrees. So quite the exact opposite on the other hand.
That's right. And temperatures across the entire eastern part have been low too. We set some records. We'll touch on those in just a minute after we go out to our next couple segments. But things are warming up here locally.
It is definitely warming up locally, and it should be continuing on this weekend trend until that next front passes through on Monday.
Yeah, we could
Into
easily
Tuesday.
see 78 here, in fact, on Saturday
That is
or Sunday.
definitely
Yeah, either one. We're going to be in the 70s this weekend.
It'll be nice though. It'll be good weather, especially for homecoming.
Yeah, the weather is really looking nice. It's going to be on the cloudy side, but temperatures are going to be on the increasing trend. So no snow, no record cold. We're not going to be dealing with the freezing temperatures anymore this
I
weekend.
think I'm okay with that. What about you?
I think it's good. I think a lot of people are going to be happy. I think Bobby Bowden is going to be happy. He's going to be marshaling the parade, the homecoming parade tomorrow. I don't think he'd be too happy bundled up.
That's exactly the case. Let's go see if Shane likes the snow.
I do definitely like this weather, guys. We woke up to scarf conditions this morning, but it has since warmed up to t-shirt weather. Let's label our cities here in the Sunshine State and give you the current conditions. It's 63 right now as sunset has passed in the capital city. Little cooler, 58 in Jacksonville, and as always, warmer to the south, 74 in West Palm Beach and Miami as we speak right now. Now, taking a look at what we see at Panama City Beach, clouds moving into our region like they have here in Tally, as low pressure is going to bring moisture later this week. More on that later. And St. George Island, also just to our south, is seeing the clouds as well and sharing our current temperature of 63. Now, the dew point really tells the story across the state of Florida right now. The higher the dew point, the more moisture is in the air, and the closer we get to 70, the stickier it is. Now, we're sitting at 45 in Tallahassee, which, if I may say so, is pretty comfortable. But look at that. Jacksonville is already up to 54. And that's due to these winds that are coming from the east, and they're pushing moisture into our region. That's also associated with all the moisture with the low that's out in the Gulf of Mexico right now. On our satellite and radar, we can see that low associated with all these clouds and rain showers beginning to pop up, indicated by the blue as they cross the Sunshine State and give us a bit of a misnomer as we have clouds moving into our region. Now, where this rain is going to go specifically, we indicate here on the Futurecast radar, where, well, you see these shades of gray moving over the state of Florida. That's the clouds moving into our region that we are certain we're going to see tomorrow. And then we're going to see them push deeper into the Panhandle and hopefully slide out of our region before the homecoming festivities kick off on Saturday. Now, through Saturday, we should see fairly decent conditions. We're giving you a forecast for some rain, but don't worry yourselves about that. Now, tonight, we're going to see a low of 52 here in Tallahassee, also in Jacksonville, warmer to the south, where Miami will see a low of 71. And these lows are much more comfortable than the lows we saw last night, where they were breaching the 30s here in the capital city. But you don't have to worry about that. I think we can put away the scarves at least until next week. And then tomorrow we're going to warm back up about the same as today, 70 here in the capital city under clouds. So keep the umbrellas handy, but you probably won't need them. I highly recommend getting out and supporting the Seminoles as we see our homecoming parade tomorrow on College Avenue, and then getting out to enjoy the game. And now we are going to send it off to Tawana for a look around the tri-state with a storm forecast.
Thank you very much, Shane. Around the area, pretty low conditions in comparison, well, actually warmer conditions in comparison to what we had yesterday. Currently 63 here in Tallahassee, 61 in Panama City. Pensacola is sitting pretty at beautiful 56 degrees, a little bit cooler than usual as the sun has gone down, so those temperatures are just starting to decrease. And Dothan, 58. So everyone's enjoying the cooler weather right now. Satellite and radar around the region, shows that there's a low pressure system developing in the Gulf of Mexico that will bring some warmer and some more moist conditions into our area. And if I zoom out, you can see these clouds of moisture are affecting pretty much the entire United States, well, the Midwest anyway. And it's the more moisture is scooting this way as well as the low coming up, so we have that increased chance of rain this weekend into Saturday and Monday and just generally into next week. And with those clouds comes the moisture. The white creamy areas and the greens, that's where a lot of moisture is. So those drier conditions we felt because of the high pressure that was dragging the dry air into our area is definitely going to be counteracted by the low that's building in the Gulf of Mexico right now, and that will be bringing up the moisture. So no more very dry conditions. The copious amounts of lotion will not be needed, but other than that, it's going to be absolutely perfect. 24-hour temperature change, temperatures have definitely jumped from what they were yesterday. 12-degree jump, Tallahassee, and also in Albany. 11 in Dothan, and also in Panama City. For tonight, if you look around the region, generally cool conditions. Nothing to really complain about. 52 for our low in Tallahassee, 47 in Albany, 49 in Dothan. And good old Montgomery gets 45 degrees tonight, so definitely lower temperatures in the southeast region. Nothing really to complain about. So if you do go out, do not forget your jacket, guys. It's going to be cold. Don't want to get hypothermia. Don't want those chilly fingers. Bring gloves if you need to, or a really nice jacket so you can bundle up and keep warm. Tomorrow, not exactly heavy coat weather like we've been seeing for the past 2 days. 70 for the high tomorrow. So guys, light sweater. Isn't that awesome? Light sweater for Tallahassee and generally just the southeast region sitting in the lower 70s and upper 60s. Slightly cloudy conditions around the area. Just absolutely gorgeous weather tomorrow. And if we go into the weekend sneak peek telling you what's going to happen, good old Winter, Mr. Winter is going to be relaxing his grip for now. Into next week, we will see that drier and cooler conditions, especially on Tuesday, and a warmer and wetter weekend. And if we look at Friday and Saturday, 40% chance of rain for both days. So if you are going to the homecoming parade, bring an umbrella just in case. You cannot bring an umbrella into the Civic Stadium for Civic Center, for powwow. But other than that, you're all good. But I'm going to send it to Nikki and Ryan at the desk.
That's right. Temperatures are on the rebound that you saw on that forecast. But over today, yesterday, we had temperatures locally here 10 to 20 degrees below average.
Oh, yes.
No records set, so there's some good news. But we did have several records across the entire eastern half of the country set on Tuesday.
We did. Actually, in Cincinnati, it had 0.7 of an inch, and that was on November 12th, like we said, this last Tuesday, but broke the record. That's the first record we have for you.
And that's snow, not even rain. We're talking snow here. That's how cold it was across the east. A trace of snow in Paducah, Kentucky. That tied a record from 1983. Pittsburgh. What did we get in Pittsburgh?
3.3 inches of snow. That white fluffy stuff was falling from the sky, and it just started in November.
Goodness. And that was in 1911, and that must have been a cold year because Charlotte set a record that beat 1911, 21 degrees, the low temperature in Charlotte on Tuesday.
That is right, and it broke the record of 25, so quite a nice breaking of records going on there. We're going to go ahead and send things off to Allie, though, who's not going to be breaking records, but is going to be telling us about the weather.
Yes, most definitely. We had a nice day today at 63 degrees here in Tallahassee. Our humidity is still sitting at 52%, so it's not too bad right now. However, that will change over the next couple of days. We'll see that in the next couple of graphics, but for now, we're at 63 in Tallahassee, 55 up in Quincy, 62 down in Carabel, so we are still feeling some pretty nice temperatures. Nothing like it was yesterday, thank goodness. It was a little chilly for me. But for now, our dew point in Tallahassee, we're at 45 degrees for now. And you can see just over to the east, they are actually slightly higher. And that is because of the wind direction change. So as that wind changes direction, that's just going to bring in some moisture from the east now. That will actually raise our dew point. So as you can see, this dew point change over the last 24 hours, that's a huge difference. We were in the low teens yesterday, and then today, as those winds shifted from the north to now out of the east, it's just bringing the moisture in and have our dew points raise all the way up to in the 40s. So that is going to increase our rain chance and also increase our clouds. So as I was saying, the current winds, instead of being out of the north and bringing in those cool temperatures, they're now out of the east. So they are bringing in some moisture, bringing some clouds with them. So that is going to change our temperatures for the next couple of days. And this high pressure system, that's what was bringing us those cool temperatures. However, that's going to move just off to the east a little bit, and that flow is what is going to bring that moisture and increase our clouds. So as those clouds increase, we are going to see our low temperatures actually raise a little bit because it will trap in that radiation. But as this low pressure moves in, our rain chances are going to increase. But don't worry about that cold front. It's not going to affect us quite yet, not until the middle of next week. But we'll keep on going for our homecoming parade tomorrow. I hope to see all of you guys out there. There might be a few isolated showers, but just bring that umbrella and get out and support the Noles. It'll be a nice 73 degrees, so we'll just hope for no rain. That's all we can do. For our game day forecast, again, we're going to have a great game, 70 degrees. Hopefully, the Noles will bring another one home for us. So see you out there at kickoff at 3:30. And we'll take a look at our 7-day forecast. You know, those temperatures are going to be higher than we've seen in the last couple of days, but we will see a little bit of rain until the beginning of next week when it will begin to cool off again. Let's take it back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Allie. And speaking of homecoming, we have a lot in store for you guys.
Yeah, lots of activities around Tallahassee for the Florida State University homecoming this weekend. Tonight, first of all, from 6 to 10 p.m., you can head to the FSU Union, Oglesby Union Green, where the Seminole Festival is going to be held.
And they have some pretty cool rides out there. I saw the gravity ride in which you can defy gravity, 9.81 gravity. Did you know that?
I think that'd make me sick to my stomach, especially after all that carnival food. I mean,
especially after the carnival food. Always good stuff. But then the parade tomorrow as well.
Parade tomorrow. And Allie gave us kind of a hint at the forecast. It's going to be hit or miss showers, but the parade at 2 o'clock this tomorrow afternoon does look good. Bobby Bowden is going to be the Grand Marshal, and we're going to have several teams, several players from the 1993 National Championship team escorting him as well. Forecast looks to be in mid-60s for the 2 p.m. kickoff.
And there's your day planner if you want to go ahead and take a look at that. Mild conditions, like we said, going on into this weekend with clouds coming right back up, but it's going to be quite a nice weekend if you are going to the game.
That's right, a little cloudy, hit or miss showers, but temperatures are going to be pretty mild, so nothing you can't withstand for outdoor activities. And the 7-day forecast shows that we eventually clear out after another cool down next week. But hey, send us your pictures of the homecoming activities, twitter.com, facebook.com/FSU Weather. Watch us anytime online.
Of course, we love to see the pictures. We love to see you guys out there enjoying the beautiful weather. But right now, I'm student meteorologist Nikki Perini.
I'm student meteorologist Ryan Smithies. Have a great night.